Hello everybody and welcome to another Pizza Tower video. Today we're going to be playing Pizza Tower like I already said. Is it possible to beat Pizza Tower without collecting a single topping? The answer is surprising. And I'm talking about how many toppings can you get without having to worry about money. And the answer might surprise you as well, because I actually thought it was way more, but it's actually not. But anyways, enjoy the video. Like and subscribe to see more content from me, and enjoy the video. The tutorial is the first level, and it's not much of a problem. Compared to the other levels, this one's one of the easier ones. Except for one topping. All the other toppings are easy to avoid because you have lots of space to go around. Meanwhile, the tomato topping is right in front of your path. It is actually possible to avoid this, but I didn't know this for a while. So, a bit way through, I had to reset, and I somehow was able to manage to break the metal block without collecting the topping and get past it. And that's really the only difficult one, other than the fact that you don't want to run into the pineapple topping by accident, nor the sausage topping, or any other toppings, since they're easy to accidentally collect, but they're easy to avoid as well, except for the tomato topping. And that makes us move on to the next level. John Gutter is a step down from the last level, as the toppings here are actually easier to avoid. There are still a few toppings that you need to worry about, such as the mushroom, and the tomato topping. The tomato topping you actually have to do a special technique for, while the mushroom topping is actually kinda easy to avoid. You just need to remember to stop before you get to there, otherwise you'll accidentally collect it. This happened to me when I was in pizza time, and I had to restart the whole thing, which is painful because the tomato topping is difficult, as I've already said. But other than that, you should really be easily through. As long as you skip the pineapple topping easily, and don't collect the cheese topping using muscle memory from your P-ranks, you're basically good. The sausage topping also got me having to reset the run a few times because of how the sausage topping is placed, and I usually go there for my P ranks, so it's not really easy to avoid unless you have not P ranked the level. And now with John Gutter out of the way, it's time to go to Pizzascape. Pizzascape is actually one of the easier ones, as the toppings are mostly out of the way. This is probably the only easy one out of the entire first floor, other than the bosses. But this one is actually as easy as I have done it, and probably one of the easiest ones in the game, as most of the toppings are really out of the way, and I did this all in one attempt. The only topping I almost collected was the mushroom topping, because I don't usually go through the long way and usually get that topping first. But since I can't get to that topping, I have to take another way. And using a bit of tricks to make myself get through the level faster, I was able to beat this level and have only one attempt. Doing this, I was able to move on to the next level. That would be Ancient Cheese. Ancient Cheese was a step up from the last level, as there is one difficult topping. while the other toppings are easy to avoid, like the mushroom topping, which is actually hidden in a little section that's not really that hidden. And the cheese topping requires you to go a separate route, and the pineapple topping might be a bit of a problem, as the sausage topping is actually really easy. I did this in a few attempts and failed near the beginning, and I got past this pineapple topping first try. And the two toppings, actually, since they were really hard, I had to get around the tomato topping by grabbing onto the goblin and maneuvering in a way to get around the tomato topping, and then use the goblin to break the stupid rat using the bomb. That got me an achievement. And the pineapple topping required you to do a precise jump over it. And I'm pretty sure I did this first try and got through it during pizza time. And since it's pizza time, you don't have a lot of time to get around it. I even completed this as a D rank, somehow. And now that I think about it, it's not really that surprising because the toppings are actually really easy to avoid, except for two of them. Anyways, with that out of the way, it's time to move on to Bloodsauce Dungeon. And this is where the challenge ends. The reason why the challenge ends is because of the sausage topping. The sausage topping is a pain, as it really is in the way. By that I mean it's literally unskippable. Unless you could go through walls, I don't think this topping can be skipped. And more of these appear later. This level is just the first level that has it. And since this is impossible, we're going to change it to how many toppings can you get minimum while still beating Pizza Tower. And since it's not 0, this is our first one that we're adding to the counter. Anyways, the other toppings are actually easy. This took me, pretty sure, one try, but since this level is long with the verticality, it actually isn't short, so this is a level that will take a while. And so I'm glad that this took only one attempt, maybe even another attempt, because I might have failed. And even though this is an easy level, there are some toppings that can get you accidentally taking them. That might not make sense because I don't remember why. But that's really the only problem with the sausage topping. The pineapple topping really requires you to be able to throw the game. And the other toppings, like the mushroom, the tomato, and the cheese topping, are actually really out of the way. The mushroom topping is in a separate path, and the cheese topping is kind of in the way. You have to jump over it, like how you did with the pineapple topping in Ancient Cheese. While the pineapple topping I already said, and the sausage topping is the end of this run. This isn't the only topping that ends the run though, as there are some other toppings that end the run past this level. But this is really the first level that is in our way. And if I could skip this level, I would. But since it's impossible, I will keep it in. Other than that, the level is really easy. As long as you don't accidentally run into one of the toppings, which should be really easy, as the only topping you can accidentally collect from that is really the mushroom topping, as if you go the way that you would usually go, you accidentally get the mushroom topping. And I'm pretty sure I accidentally went that way and dodged it. So it is possible to dodge the mushroom topping, just not recommended. And other than that, it should be really easy. And with that, we are done with the first floor. Now you might be wondering how I get to the bosses, and also what I'm doing here. In order to get to the bosses, I have to edit the files. And by editing the files, I went into debt. Not in real life, but in the game. Apparently, it's possible to get into negative money somehow. But even after the negative money, I was able to fix it later on. And that's what I'm doing right now, actually. And I probably already have stopped it. But the bosses are actually very easy, as they have no toppins at all. But I'll still explain what I do for the bosses anyway, as it doesn't really matter, so I don't really know what I'm doing. Also, if you see that portal in the boss arena, that's just a mod I downloaded and might be using for a video. So, anyways, time for Pepperman. The bosses are really just the same. I tried P-ranking Pepperman, but I haven't P-ranked Pepperman in this video. But I'm going to keep this short, as there's really nothing to this challenge. All you need to know is I got a rank, and we're moving on to the second floor. Now, Oregano Desert is the easiest level in lap 3 and lap 4ing, and also in doing this challenge, as all the toppins are in Pizza Marts. So just speedrun this level and you're good. Anyways, time to move on to Wasteyard. This isn't necessarily as easy as Oregano Desert, but Wasteyard is also very easy, as you only have 1.5 toppins to worry about. What I'm talking about is the cheese toppin and the pineapple toppin. The cheese toppin just requires you to go around the ghost, as the ghost, to get to the priest, and the pineapple toppin just requires you to slow down. And that should be it until we move on to the next level, Fun Farm. Welcome to Fun Farm. Don't let the name fool you, as this is not a fun place. Well, it kinda is. But the only thing that is here is that there is a forced toppin here. And this forced toppin is the pineapple toppin. No wonder why nobody likes pineapple on their pizza. Anyways, there's only 2 toppins you have to worry about. The pineapple toppin, and then the sausage toppin. The sausage toppin is actually very easy to get past. You just need to break the stupid rat, and then when you do that, you could just jump into the void. It took me a while to realize this. And when I did jump into the void, I skipped Mort. And when you skip Mort, don't pick Mort up again. Just jump over the gap and you should be good. While the pineapple topping is forced in the third or fourth to last room. I don't remember. But after you do get past that, the next level is not as bad. Fastfood Saloon is basically about the same difficulty as Oregano Desert, as most of the toppins are actually locked behind races, and if you just go slowly, you can easily get through it. Also, don't go on any side routes, otherwise you might accidentally collect a toppin. So just go on the main route and go slow. Other than that, this should be the easiest level of this floor, other than Oregano Desert. Moving on to the Vigilante. After beating Fastfood Saloon, I was able to fix the amount of money I had and get my money to $20 in total, as well as unlock the Vigilante boss. The only thing I did for Vigilante was beat it. Nothing really changes here. I just did what I did for Pepperman. Now on to floor 3. Crust Cove is literally one of the easier ones, as there's actually only one toppin that you actually have to worry about, and that would be the final toppin during pizza time. I don't know the toppin, but I know it's a toppin. And it's right before the priest, so what you need to do is you need to slow down in the barrel and just go around it. Other than that, I'm pretty sure this is one of the easier levels. Gnome Forest is one of the easier ones. It's just like how you would do it with Oregano Desert, except you have to wait a bit longer, as each pizza takes 90 seconds to freeze, and you can only get the toppings if you get to the if you deliver the pizza on time. But in this challenge, you don't want to deliver the pizza, and if you could do that, you could get to the next level easily. Deep Dish 9 is one of the easier levels as well, as there's only one topping you need to worry about. That topping would be the sausage topping, as the sausage topping is in the way when you are using the rocket. All you need to do is just hold up and let go and just jump off the rocket. And if you did it correctly, you should have gone past it. And with that out of the way, it's time to golf. Golf is another easy one, as there is actually only one or two toppings you need to worry about. Actually, it's only one. The mushroom topping, you just need to slow down during pizza time and when you're not during pizza time. Otherwise, you'll accidentally collect it. I haven't accidentally collected it, so what you need to do is you need to jump and hit the wall before you run into the mushroom topping for pizza time. For the actual courses, you only need to go to the final course, as Pillar John is there. And instead of hitting Pillar John, you should get the ball to get stuck in the nose, and then grab one of those burgers, put it in front of the ball, and then just run to the exit. If you did it correctly, pizza time should start, and you should be able to get into the actual door so you could get out. And with that done, it's time to go to the noise. The noise was actually very easy. Probably one of the easier bosses compared to the last one. And after this, you could get to the fourth floor. And that would be it for the noise. I thought that was a good place to stop for today, and I decided that I would get back to it the next day. Pig City had one topping where you needed to dodge, while the other toppings require you to go into optional taxis. The tomato topping requires you to go into an required taxi, and all you just need to do is slow down before you get to the taxi at the end of the third taxi. And if you are able to do that, you could get through the entire level easily. Now, Refrigerator-Refrigerator-Freezerator is one of the most difficult levels for this challenge, with the mushroom topping being at the very beginning, requiring you to jump over it in a specific way. It is recommended to just jump over it at fast speeds because it's the easiest way to get through it. But there are some other toppings, like the tomato topping, which you actually need to slow down, and if you don't, you're gonna accidentally run into it. And another topping would be, I'm pretty sure, the pineapple topping, where you could accidentally run into it. And these toppings are not easy to avoid, at least the first topping. And if you can get past that, I'm pretty sure you could get through this. This took me a bunch of attempts, but it should be easier as soon as you get the Satan's Choice pepper pizza, because you are able to fly. Even though Peppibot Factory is a pain to P rank, it is one of the easier parts of this challenge, as really the only topping you really need effort to avoid is the tomato topping. Instead of just slowing down, you need to actually kind of like maneuver around it, but you have lots of error that you could do. The other toppings, such as the sausage, the cheese, and the mushroom topping, are pretty much outside of the main route, while the pineapple topping requires you to not get picked up by one of the hands. And without out of the way, this should be one of the easier ones. Oh shit is one of the harder levels as well. Probably either the first or second hardest level, but it's probably the second hardest level, as there's a few toppings you'd want to jump over, like the mushroom topping, and a topping where you want to just completely just not go to that path, which is the tomato topping. The only toppings you need effort to avoid are the cheese topping, the sausage topping, and the pineapple topping. The cheese topping requires you to jump over it in a weird way. The sausage topping requires you to take a different path, and the pineapple topping also requires you to jump over it or just not go that way. Fake Peppino was also really easy, except what I did was I tried to give myself a challenge, which wasn't really a challenge, by getting to 1 HP, and I beat it easily. Welcome to the Halloween version of Pizzascape, otherwise known as Pizzascare. This level is annoying, just like the next two levels, and each level here would be annoying, as each level requires you to slow down a lot, including this level. Each toppin here requires you to slow down and jump over it, as each single one of these toppins are on the main route. So the mushroom toppin, you just jump at a specific time, but it's really unpredictable, and you have to go quick. While the cheese topping is also in the way. I don't remember exactly where, but I know it is in the way. The tomato topping is literally on your way to the ghost. The sausage topping, I don't remember either, but I know it's in the way. And the pineapple topping's right at pizza time. And it's really annoying as it gets in your way and you can easily collect it. And when you collect it, you have to restart from the very beginning. This took way more attempts than what you see here. This is just the actual attempt that I finished this. Five Nights at Freddy's is a pain. By that I mean don't make a sound is a pain. It's basically Five Nights at Freddy's. It doesn't really matter. But the only thing that really is annoying here is that the first two toppins and the final two toppins are on your way. So you need to jump over the mushroom toppin, which is in the room where you first meet the mushroom toppin animatronic. And the cheese toppin requires you to do a specific jump over it that is not easy and got me to having to reset the entire run a bunch of times. And the tomato topping is literally out of the way, so that's the only topping you could not worry about. And the sausage topping is right in the way, like on the second room when you first meet the sausage animatronic. And the pineapple topping is during pizza time and requires you to literally not move. I got this to happen and I had to reset my entire run because I accidentally did move during pizza time and got the pineapple topping. But after that, you should be able to get into the final level with toppins, aka War. War sucks. Not only in real life, but here as well, just so you know. But the reason why this sucks is because even if we had 0 toppins for the other 2 levels that we had to take the toppins for, this would end the run, as the tomato toppin is forced, and every other toppin is able to be skipped, which it means that the total toppin count is now 3. And since it's 3, I guess we have to just continue on with this. And so the only toppings you really need to worry about is the cheese topping, which you need to just get out of the way for. And I'm pretty sure the sausage topping, which is also in the way. But other than that, you should be fine. Just like every other boss, Pizzaface is really easy. You just have to beat him up and then you have to just move on to the next level. You guessed it, Crumbling Tower of Pizza doesn't have any other toppings. So that means that this is the final level, technically. And I just P-ranked this level. And once you P-rank the level, you don't need any toppings. So that would be all for this video. And with that, the Crumbling Tower of Pizza is defeated, and we only rescued 3 toppings in total. So, even though it's not possible to beat Pizza Tower without collecting a single topping, the minimum is 3. Unless there's some secret tricks I don't know of, it's 3. And if you want to try this out for yourself, you can. And with that out of the way, Peppino also says that I suck. And that's what I was expecting to hear.